Anyway, it is seem like the knife round's finally going to be over, and NORDAVIND are going to be able to pick that up. So they can start up on the CT side and see if they can get off to a good start going into the pistol round.
I'm trying to think of the boost you're talking about there, Dwayne. I mean, it's a bit confusing to me, but obviously, while we do think about that, you can also think about potentially placing some bets with our betting partner, LootBet. You can see the odds on screen right now. LootBet offers 10 free CSGO spins and up to a €100 bonus on the deposit. Just click the banner under the Twitch channel to get your chance to bet on this match and other matches here in Malta Vibes. But all our bets, it seems to be on the desk, are to the favour of NORDAVIND for this one, Blake. I don't see any particular reason why that wouldn't be the case. Again, you know, upset potential is there in the best of one, but we're all aboard the Nords, it seems.
Yeah, no, certainly that seems like that's going to be the case. And well, for XCOM HO, again, it is the best of one. You've also always got that element of surprise factor. You know, you win both pistol rounds, maybe you're able to secure at least 4 rounds. I mean, one thing that we certainly saw yesterday when I was casting with ScrivJ is how many of these anti-eco force buy rounds were converted. And I mean, it's something that we've seen a hell of a lot these past few months.
Okay, pistol round getting started off here. We have the knives in. The diffuse kit is out for Harry. Utility out for NATO Suffix as well with the flash smoke and HE. Double flash as well for the diffuse. And the 2 smokes and flashes. Actually, smoke Molotov actually for Ferlin. But the smoke flash for Oscarish here. As they look to set up for the standard B execution, all 5 players into Banana. This is a common pistol setup.
And this really is just a retake setup coming out for NORDAVIND. They've only got a single player here towards that B bomb side. NATO Suffix, he can potentially try and drop a smoke and see if he can at least try and hold the offensive. But for XCOM HO, they're probably just going to charge into this.
Nades on, damage done to Groovy early on here. NATO Suffix going to tap away with the USP, but completely blinded off by the smoke. And the cross at CT spawn has also been locked away. So the backup coming in here is going to have the hard graft here on the retake. Fortunately, they did buy that diffuse kit, so Harry has got a little bit of an extra bonus time buffer. XCOM HO into the post plant immediately, not overextending, not looking for the opening kill. They've got the bomb down, and that should be enough. Now these smokes come in, the flashes go over. Groovy standing by into the back lines here, top of the boost spot, spotted out by Croman. Taps up kills coming in for Oscarish on 2. Fiku taps up a 1, good kill on Croman. Tensky doubles up, but surely he shouldn't last much longer. No, he won't. So low HP as HS falls in the interim, and XCOM HO a confident pistol round.
And really what that comes down to is, well, it's the CTs, not really a mistake, but just the setup they're running. They're doing a retake B setup, only having a single player there. They have a fair bit of utility, but for XCOM HO, they're just able to siphon off those individual duels. They establish crossfires with themselves, and they put themselves in some really great post-plant positions. We should see, yeah, there it is, the force buy coming out on the CT side. Rather than a lot of deagles coming up, it's actually all SMGs. This is a bit uncharacteristic.
Yeah, I mean, heavy investment, of course, from the XCOM camp. I mean, NORDAVIND going for the force buy standard, as you would expect from several teams in the second round. I'm pretty sure they are one of those teams that tend to go for the ecos in the second rounds, but a change up of pace, as you mentioned, so maybe these SMGs stacked in towards that B bomb site could find that opening kill, especially if the MAC 10's going in aggressive, could lose the first player. The main concern for XCOM HO is not going to be with those MAC 10s. It will be the rifles that they brought down, obviously the 2 Galils and the AK-47. Just contact established towards that B bomb site. So a little bit of a face shown. A shoulder bait as well from NATO Suffix, I think, was spotted out by Groovy there. Yeah, you can see that pixel. Those back turns again, that bracket's control.
NORDAVIND at least giving up a fair bit of control up for the T side, and while the jiggle peeking coming out from NATO Suffix is finally going to fall. And leaving a lurker around that B bomb site out from Ferlin, and they're just making their way into the A bomb site relatively easy. So the force buy not being too successful for the most part for NORDAVIND. Ferlin stops Banana with his MAC 10, does find one, gets instantly traded, but all in all, this should probably be a save from the B defenders.
So with the plant down default, 2 versus 4, UMPs in on Harry and HS. Both players saving onto their Kevlar and their UMPs to have a little something to go in with the eco round. Obviously, their teammates will not be investing. The extra weaponry will be handy for NORDAVIND. So 2-0 for XCOM AGO. And yeah, pretty confident round, as you would expect. You know, the rifles are did most of the damage there. The SMG with 1 good kill on Furling. It's a little bit extra bonus money. And 4 players will stay alive for the T side. NORDAVIND again with no investment going into round 3, so there should be basic USPs around the 2 UMPs that Harry and HS saved.
And I tell you what, it's actually a really nice round coming out from XCOM AGO. They're not taking it fast at all, knowing the fact that they could potentially be up against a force buy, and well, they just, you know, slowly take these Angels and take the map control pretty slowly, execute to the site with about 50 seconds on the clock, and well, for NORDAVIND, unfortunately, that triple man stack over the B bombs, I didn't really find anything because Furlan was playing so passive towards top of banana, didn't aggress any further forward. And especially going into round number 3, you got to think that especially these MAC-10s can certainly try and do some damage. If Furlan's going to upgrade to another MAC-10, considering it went down the last round. MHL still got one. That could try and bolster their money line a little bit further. Maybe even try and get MHL out on the AWP for the first gun round of the T side, potentially. We'll just have to wait and see.
A small pause coming through here. Technical in nature, I can imagine. I don't know specifics of the actual pause itself, but it is going to be a moment's respite, I feel like, for both teams. I don't imagine it being a tactical pause. It doesn't register on the HUD anyway, so, you know, in the 3rd round, you know, what could you be thinking in terms of tactics for this eco? But at the very least, it gives a little bit of an extra moment for XCOM AGO to go for the buy up here, so they get the 2nd AK out for Furlan. And again, it makes sense, you know, he did go down, he got that $600 kill, he can get the full set of utility and head Kevlar, so... You know, the drop coming out from his teammates. And just bolster those rifles bit by bit, and as you lose the lower downgrade, you start to upgrade as time goes on. But against the CT Eco, this should be an easy little roundup for XCOM AGO. Again, nothing to contest in that respect, just the USPs out. P250 bought by Tensky here, seeing what he could potentially do with this weapon. And NORDAVIND going for a 4-man stack into the brackets area. It's a pretty common pistol eco setup for the CT side, but AGO are not going to bite this position.
Yeah, you can kind of understand why they're going for quite a lot of stacks in these last couple of rounds, realizing the fact that they certainly don't have the weaponry advantage to be able to evenly stack the bomb sites or have like a 3-2 split. So putting quite a lot of manpower out towards brackets, leaving Croman pretty much alone at this B bomb site with just a little lonely USP. And XCOM AGO, even though they've taken the top banana control, Jay, they're still looking around for some information around this apartments area. And Fiku, he could go down here to the amount of people around it.
And we're wary of the SMGs. The Galil in for Groovy, spots Harry, first man out, nades up, and do his damage, but Groovy gets that kill. Fiku turns on with the AK, and you do lose 1, but again, it's only the Galil that they've lost here. The USP for Chrome are going to try another bomb plant, but MHL there will clean it up with his SMG frag. 3 kills for the AK over on the A site. And there it is. 3-0 start for XCOM AGO. The rifle should come out from NORDAVIND.
And there it is. The AWP coming straight out into the hands of MHL. And so far, XCOM AGO, they've had a little bit of an easy time for the early stages of Inferno. But now it comes down to the very crucial moment. It comes into the gun round. Now, there is no money to go for the AWP investment. So it will just be rifles across the board. Harry's going to be going on for Master, getting that extra utility out. Will we see NORDAVIND be able to strike? Putting a lot of utility down towards Banana, but XCOM AGO, look at the pressure coming in so quick up from Furlan, and well, he takes the price for it.
And a big start for Harry to grab that AK as well. And fall back out position. He is siphoned off from his teammates. Smokes right for front and back of him, but he's also going to rotate out, so he's not in any danger. XCOM AGO can swing towards the A bomb site here, the cross-step between Croman and HS. Right now, just standing by here on the long position over towards that quad area for Croman. Smokes do come out and nades are there to respond. He's just going to swing out towards that mid position. Going to catch him. Groovy back turn towards the next man. And Oskarish will take him down before Fiku's position is discovered. Still, Croman there with the crossfire. Tensky sees one player popping out. Oskarish and MHL will get those next 2 kills. And now AGO overwhelm the site. It's all left to NATO Safix, last defender of the bomb site. And it was essentially a 1 versus 3. Fiku's back turn will end up falling, but the spray transfer around the corner connects to nobody else. And Oskarish can find the trade, leaving Harry alone in a 1-on-2 scenario. And AGO will look to get their fourth on the T side. A hell of a start coming in from the Poles.
Well, at least they know that he was the B defender, right? I mean, Harry started things off getting the opening kill out towards the top of Banana, so they must know, right? He's got to be either coming out from that mid position or from Moto. Two players still alive for XCOM AGO. Harry trying to go for the clutch into the side, but another kill going to MHL. And for NORDAVIND, they got that opening man advantage, but it seemed like they were looking for a little bit more. HS was very aggressive around that mid phase, looking for more information. And for XCOM AGO, all they needed to do was slowly walk into brackets and wait for NORDAVIND to make a play.
A half by able to come through from NORDAVIND. This has been a dominant start again from the AGO camp. The AWPs and 4 rifles out for XCOM AGO. They're going to be looking like a really fantastically built team at this moment. And the pistols in for NORDAVIND are going to be looking lesser so. Like, again, off a map that you should be confident at right now, it's not the most ideal of starts. At the very least, they do have the utility they can play with, and one nade onto Furlan will get the early tag damage, and it's quite heavy tag damage at that. 43 HP for the man. Under control, establishment passive. NORDAVIND have used the majority of their utility now. It's just 3 smokes to try and block off any pushes coming in from AGO. They're still playing semi-passive here. Again, not taking full-blown banana control, not committing fully into the A bomb site. The bomb hasn't committed towards the site either.
One thing I'm really liking at the moment from XCOM AGO is their pacing. We're seeing a lot of map control being taken, not really any aggression, other than that one round that Furlan picked up to Banana and lost that opening kill in the last round. Other than that, Jay, it's been very passive, it's been very methodical, and they've been able to push NORDAVIND back, especially in round number 5.
We'll see then from there. Does drop one quick kill, but unable to get the second follow-up. Oscrish there with the AK tray, and the CZ of Croman is here in the apartments with HS on the bomb site with the SMG. He's going to be the main anchor player for this defensive. 2 could line up. He doesn't connect the damage on MHL, who will double up of his own accord, and Harry and Tensky left alone. They're probably to save their Kevlar at this stage. I mean, they will have a max loss bonus buy going into round 6, but for now, we're looking at a very awkward stance for these 2 players on retake.
And for NORDAVIND, they might as well go for it, considering the fact that this is only a half buy, so they know they're going to get rifles into the next round. Look for extra kills, see if they can at least do some damage to the economy from the AGO camp. But 5-0, a very good start coming out on the T side, looking incredibly sharp so far. Ooh, nice couple of kills going the way of the NORDAVIND side, and well, they've been able to pick up 2 AKs, Jay.
Yeah, decent, but unfortunately they do lose 1, so Furlan will make sure that Tensky pays for it. They do quite a bit of damage to the economy bases of the AGO camp. Might see some drop weapons coming in, might see the money line look a little less bolstered by the end of this buy. But not bad given the circumstances. And again, saving 1 AK out of the half buy that you had there, it isn't too terrible for NORDAVIND, so Moneyline's still going to be looking stable, even though the cracks are starting to show. The main important thing for the CT side is the AWP setup coming in from NATO Sapphic's been itching to get on this sniper rifle, and 4 players out towards that B bomb site to start. Seeing this AWP pick can come in early. He'll swing around. The Molotov will stop him. The nades go back and forth between both sides. And NATO takes the majority of the damage, and he misses his first chance for a kill. Furlan draws the opener here in round 6.
And look, that is a difficult shot to get, especially with the flames coming out. But I'll tell you what, that just fell around so quickly. The trades coming in from both Tensky and Croman come out so fast. And what looked to be another great start for the Poles was instantly responded to around that long face.
Tensky has the AWP, but MHL is going to swing in with Furlan, baiting out the shot. Still a chance available for the AGO camp. A 3-on-2 scenario. NORDAVIND are suppressed here with the flashes over. The smoke's down towards Cross. Harry's keeping his eyes on. Shoulder baiting to the left-hand side, and the flashbang over should allow Kremer with a bit of a peek here. Both players going to go in together. The bomb is yet to cross. And MHL doing a lot of work here to get down this position, just sneaking slowly as the smoke starts to clear. There's no re-smoke. Down, he sees Croman out, sticking out from the church entrance, but unable to get the frag onto him. Plant should go down to a 3 versus 2 now, and we'll see whether NORDAVIND can go for this retake.
MHL gets the plant through before the retake comes up, and he's seen the first player. He just knows exactly where he is towards a poor position. MHL, good shot coming out from the wall. Oscrish needs to kind of chime into this. MHL now to a 1 versus 1 onto the Tech 9. He can't win it out. And you've got to think, where's the support there from MHL? 3 massive kills in the round, but Croman, he finds 4 on the defense.
You can't fault the AWPer of that T side. We highlighted him in the pre-game for a reason, and so far the top fragger in the server. 8 kills in just 7 or 6 rounds in that case. And we can watch this sequence in the backline once again. The beautiful flicks coming in from MHL with his final trade on towards the likes of HS as well. Shame we couldn't quite find Chroman. I mean, the Tech 9 at that kind of a range is the most viable weapon, but just couldn't quite land those shots. It's very difficult to hold off when you're in the 1 versus 1. But yeah, fast on the ball for NORDAVIND. A brilliant response to what XCOM started with. The AWP's out towards that mid position. Aggression coming out from Harry. First casualty sustained, and MHL's not messing around. 2 for 1, 2 kills to the AWP, and a 4 versus 3 favor to the T side.
And I tell you what, we wanted to see him step up in this best of 1. He's doing so. XCOM AGO, MHL already at 10 kills, doing a great amount of damage with this AWP, and that's the man advantage. Now, one thing in that last round, Jay, we saw because it came into that 1 versus 1, it keeps the economy line very low for NORDAVIND, and that's why we're now seeing the FAMAS coming out from HS. He doesn't even have an M4 to work for. And where do the polls go from here? It looks like they're just completely letting banana control go away. They're going to go into brackets, and well, for NORDAVIND, they're stacking this A bomb site.
Right around the corner towards that short position, Groovy with the AK and the Molotov standing by, and towards the back line here. We go for the execution. They haven't given up anything. NORDAVIND are going to try and bait them in and start to take them out one by one. They stack up, and this incendiary down. The bomb gets dropped by Chroman. He's completely blind. HS there to support it though. 2 players left standing. Fuku finds a trade. NATO gets a trade right back. And MHL 2 points of health with the flashbang and a swing. Chroman drops in and gets 2 rounds on the board for NORDAVIND.
Oh my, that is a big round. A great recovery coming out from the NORDAVIND camp. And really what it comes down to is obviously gambling the right stack. They go very deep into the site. And for XCOM AGO, it almost seemed like they were running into all of the utility into that A bomb site. We saw the molly going down, the flashes, and they just kept trying to fight.
AWP in for NATO again, going to try to look the opening kill towards his mid position, but no early damage will be received and no early facing coming in from the T side. The Deagles are out on a force buy round. XCOM AGO have conceded their economy basis, which was looking strong only a few rounds ago. 5-round lead will turn to a 3-1 and probably into 2 on the deficit. They're being very tentative about this default as well. They know that they're at a major disadvantage. They realize that they can't just full brute force their way into a site. There's a good chance that the rifles and SMGs will mop them up. Try and bait in an early aggressive kill from NORDAVIND is the game of the game, but it's way too passive for him, for my liking.
And just jump spotting. Oh, this HE could certainly do some damage. Does a little bit on the swing now coming out from Tensky. And what looks like for the CTs, they're not worried about overextending here through Banana. Asia really just falling apart. They at least find 1 kill and a second. This could be a free bomb plan at the B bomb site.
Yeah, with no one else resisting from the CT spawn or from the bomb site itself. We're going to come up from the mid position. They should be able to secure the bomb from here. Oh, no, never mind. Ostrich going to swing, get taken down. That's bomb drop. That should be round over here. Chroma's going to burn a little bit with that Molotov. Flashing in, SMG out, bursting through, but unable to do much from here. The Deagle around the corner. Incendiaries up, NATO up. Oh, Groovy landed it! But goes no further than that. NATO Sapphix will clean up the damage. 3 casualties sustained by the CT forces though, so for a half buy and a force buy with pistols, that's pretty decent there from XCOM AGO.
That's a very good round for the T side. That was an unbelievable shot. That's a very difficult shot to hit around that broken wall position from Groovy. Oh,
that's ridiculous.
That is very nice, and we'll be happy with that. But for AGO, they'll be more happy with being able to get some more rounds. They're kind of on like a bit of a double eco status. We saw them eco into that last round. They have to do the same. So NORDAVIND, they've done great damage at the moment in terms of economy. Look at this control coming out towards Banana. They have put a lot of presence here, but it hasn't been the cleanest of takes.
No, there's always been resistance thrown up in some form or another, you know. With the aggression, obviously, right there, you can see the number of players able to get a trade back and damage done to Tensky, so he's tradable. With upgraded pistols, the SMG thrown away isn't too terrible of a loss, I don't think. AWP waiting back here towards to be site entrance. Flick missed on the first. Tensky with a flash over, going to continue his own. Flick on towards the leg shot. Again, one player towards the back cubby corner. SMG dealt with Furlan down. And full continuing around the corner here for NATO Sapix. Lines up 2 quick spray downs. Simple as that for NORDAVIND to get to 4 on the CT board. So 5 in a row for AGO, and now we're in touching distance for the NORDAVIND squad.
Yeah, this is looking to be a pretty good recovery coming out from the NORDAVIND camp. They're starting to find their groove a little bit, and they're starting to certainly look a lot more dominant going into the gun round and round number 10. We are going to actually get a tactical pause coming out from AGO. It's a good sign to see, you know. They realize they're in the lead. They've let the last couple of rounds slip. This could be an opportunity to kind of rethink things over, realize, okay, how can we get MHL to find that opening kill? Because he's been able to do a lot of damage. And honestly, when he finds impact, they're pretty much winning rounds.
Impact better be seen right now. Rebuy coming in for both camps, obviously, with a lost investment. A very little lost investment, of course, from NORDAVIND, but still $900 for Harry, $1,800 for Tensky, so the economy is not amazing, and no player higher than $3,900, so could be a chance for AGO to force a force buy back from NORDAVIND. They've also invested in 4 for this one, so they need to win this round all the same. Nade stacks in, standard utility out towards his banana presence. It's a little bit of tech damage done towards Furlan, but he still makes his way up to the broken wall and 79 points of health and could still challenge onto this AWP.
Certainly, if he wants to, maybe try and get a flashbang out from a teammate to get Furlan to go for the wide swing. And it seems like this time around, they don't really want to take any kind of banana control, just leaving the AWP here, putting up a stack towards a bomb side. And to start things off, the T side have found some fantastic entries. MHL, that might have been through the broken wall.
Fiku finding a player out towards mid as well, leaving it to a 4-for-1 trade. Harry will find a trade back and actually stop him from picking up that bomb. He should know now with the player rotating back towards the T-spawn. Left that bomb out there. Smokes down and now they know exactly where he is. He will see that explosive device and will try and keep the T-side away. He's got a second smoke down that he can use and a flashback to try and keep him at bay. All 3 players held out towards Banana, by the way, so he could bottleneck them all around this corner. It all comes up to timing and accuracy and just kills above everything else here. 35 seconds to the hit. No seconds through the round here. T-side players moving in. 1 player seen by Harry now, shooting around that corner, but a little bit too much for the man to handle as a double peek comes out. Oskarish credited with the kill, and AGO, a fantastic way to get the trades together and just keep the control.
I'll tell you what, they're finding a lot of success, certainly around the boiler position. When they're wide swinging out, they're finding some really good trades around that brackets position. And we obviously didn't get to see the kill coming in from MHL, but for NATO Sapix, as soon as he goes down, that B-bomb site's completely lost. And yes, I suppose at least Harry was able to spot out that bomb. He trades back a 1 versus 4 into a 1 versus 3, but overall, that round was looking very, very dominant for the Polish side. And this is a great side to see, especially on the T side of Inferno.
And again, with the damage being done by their own HEs, the damage being done, sorry, to the economy, I should be saying, that forces NORDAVIND into a very awkward force buy scenario. The M4s and FAMASas out with SMGs and Deagles. A good opening kill will go the way of Croman in the apartment, so Fiku is caught off guard for at least 1 good frag. AK from Ostrich now known, trying to take out Harry, but the Deagle strikes back. A 5 versus 3, the AWP shot not connecting, even though it was close. Able to get the kills back, so 2-man advantage for NORDAVIND.
Well, they do a hell of a lot of damage. Harry, Croman, and Tensky are all pretty low. But the problem is here for XCOM AGO is that, well, they're already in a 2-man disadvantage, and they don't have a massive amount of utility. They've got 2 smokes and 3 flashbangs to work for. And MHL is just going for a bit of a solo play, seeing if he can clear out that top banana position and bring the bomb and his teammates with him. This is not a bad read because there's only 2 players here for the city side of B. And well, for both of them, they're relatively low.
We've also got very little resistance in weaponry, an SMG and a Deagle. And yeah, the Deagle can get headshots. But as you mentioned with the HP numbers, that looks like such a tough graft. Very passive on their positions here at Dark. Smokes come out. No Molotov they can use to the backline. The flashbang's coming forward. Groovy does check that backline take out. Harry for one good kill. SMG does swing the night at bomb plot. 15 seconds. How much damage done towards MHL. And these kills could come in quick. He's trying to go for blind spray from NATO. Safix wins in the round here. Farland also spotted by HS, or not spotted, but predicted, I should say, on the pre-fire. AWP recovered, and a big force by turnaround from NORDAVIND.
Okay, that's really good stuff. I mean, even just the spams, you know, they know roughly where the angle will be, just spamming through those M4s, finding a lot of damage in the end and taking the last two players down. And it's kind of been back and forward these last few rounds. They certainly have not been able to see one team pull quite heavily further ahead. Another tactical for AGO. This is like their second or third tactical so far, so they really want to make sure that they're at least putting up a very good half on the T side, and maybe seeing if they can stretch to 8 rounds. And for NORDAVIND, a lot of the time, Jay, when we've seen NATO Safix AWPing alone towards the top of the broken wall and putting that 4-man stack at the A-bomb side, they haven't really found success with it, because it's either been NATO Safix going down, or even the control out towards brackets has just been annihilated.
Well, a tech pause to extend into here for these two teams. So once again, some more technical issues that we will have between these two squads, and again a moment's respite here to not to talk things over, or just certainly to just to reset mentalities, I guess. We break the momentum as well for NORDAVIND. I mean, that's probably an unintentional side effect of the tech pause, but it won't last too much longer though. They're jumping right back into this round here. And the rebuy is coming in from both teams again, force-ups in certain cases. I don't know if they have rifles for that AGO camp. Still with a FAMAS here for the CT side. Couldn't recover those AKs that were picked up earlier on, but still, obviously that big round getting the economy game to their favor. And yeah, 3 AKs across the T side board. Matt 10 for Fiku, and I believe a pistol, a deagle for Oskarish. So once again, NORDAVIND at the advantage, but they're going heavy aggressive into this one, straight up towards mid. Tensky and a teammate right behind him is going to go falling towards Oskarish. Kroman with the opening casualty. And Tensky will still press forward here. They know he's here. Kill on one man, not expecting full on edibles banana, so 2 for 1 trade.
I tell you what, that's probably one of the most aggressive rounds we've seen from NORDAVIND yet, and well, it's not successful at all. It's a man advantage going the way of AGO, and they trade out incredibly well. And you've got to think for NORDAVIND, they've now got to think, right, okay, let's leave NATO Safix alone at the B bomb site with the AWP. We could try and establish a crossfire out in this A bomb site, but really, they can't even look for information. They can't overextend to see if they can find out, okay, is it an A play, is it a B play? Because, well, they don't have enough players to work for, and they really don't have any utility to see if they can go for it. But straight away, this amount of util for the T side will give them a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Incendiary is out, M4 in the back line, M4 towards Graveyard. What does the Smokes try and suppress HS? Harry's going to drop off that box position. Damage done to Furlong. HS gets that kill. There's really more attack damage to Groovy. Next up, Harry falling off the box, throws his accuracy off. Could still line up 2 kills, and indeed he does. With HS also swinging in at the right time, grabs that AK-47, grabs the round as well for NORDAVIND. 6-6 right now for the board.
Wow, that's a huge hold coming out from Harry and HS, and you really get a little bit surprised thinking, how can they hold on to that? Considering, well, there's 4 team members coming at them and only 2 defenders of that A bomb site. And just establishing the crossfire, HS being completely unknown out through Graveyard. And I'll tell you what, Jay, we might get into a position where NORDAVIND finally take the lead.
A long time coming as well. Look at the aggression out for the SMG, dropping 2 in the bomb. Oskarish going to burn to NATO Safix's Molotov, and well, the Deagle of Fiku could catch off 2 players. He'll drop HS for 1 good frag, and knows that there's another M4 round this corner. That was the AK that goes to the hands of the T-side player, though, so a pretty big weapon to take away. As MHL falls, Fiku's going to be the lone man left alive, and he will also be quick to follow suit. So there you go. There is that lead gained by NORDAVIND. A ton of money also gained by this SMG as well. The sheer aggression coming out from the T side just decimated by the NORDAVIND defense.
We certainly have seen, I would say, aggression in moments for NORDAVIND. We've certainly seen rounds where they played very passive. They played quite deep into the sides where, you know, some rounds they get very aggressive, and that time around it works out fantastically. The MP9 so up close and personal out through Banana. And will NORDAVIND, they are going to finally be able to take the lead there. Safix very aggressive, but that smoke up towards top Banana is at least going to take away his vision.
Flash is over, damage has been done. Minimal amounts towards NATO Sapix, nothing major coming through. All towards cross here for NATO Sapix, ready for place around that corner, and MHL swings in the perfect position with a blind shot to connect. The flashbang kept him blind, but even so, the kill comes in for the CT side. AK and Fiki will also get forced back from here, and there's just no way in for them. A 5-on-4 situation. NORDAVIND, 60 seconds to the 8th round victory.
Oh, I like this. Chroma's getting really aggressive out through the apartments, and even that pop flash comes through there. They surely should expect that. Oh, the timing's a little bit rough. But at least that gives the information away that Fiku was backing off from the apartments, and well, now we're starting to see a third man rotate over to the B bomb side. Great information gathering coming out from NORDAVIND, especially with how low the time is. And NATO Sapix, he's got an incendiary, and that's going to just buy them even more time.
Down to the banana entrance, smokes coming up. M4 and SMG trying to body block that smoke, but he's unsuccessful in doing so. NATO also there with the AWP. Second kill going to go his way. Re-picking in for the third. Not quite going to work out, but Harry's there with the SMG to mop up 2 more big frags. An AK for free as well. So even if they had more money, more rounds to invest into, it would have worked well for him either way. Valuable kills on the SMG, and 8th round for NORDAVIND on the CT side.
And I'll tell you what, this is really strong that they're able to have the mental strength to come back. AGO were up, what, 5-0 at one point, and it was looking really good. They were looking dominating in the first couple of rifle rounds, and it seems like NORDAVIND, once they got that momentum going, once they were able to get some confidence, they really seemed that everything was going their way, and it shows by the scoreline. This could potentially be 9 rounds up on the CT half. This is very fast, though, coming out from AGO.
AK, 2 players around the corner, and that's 2 kills for Crowman. MHL can find a kill back with the Tech 9, going to grab that AK. Needs to do a lot more with it. Figure's going to enter out of the apartments area, and there is only 1 player here for the CT side. I mean, if they make their way out, the push the bomb for the apartments, the bomb plant can be secured. Very uncontested right now by the CT forces. The players are trying to make their way in from brackets. HS will spray through. Fiku does get NATO Sapix, so that's 1 good casualty, but Tensky comes right back in an MHL. HS swings in on Fiku. It's all left to Oskarish. 1 versus 3. Clutch this for the 7th of XCOM AGO. It's not going to happen. It will be a 9-6 half instead, favourable to NORDAVIND. And, well, it was a good start for AGO. 5 rounds on the trot to kick things off, but just not able to do everything in this one here.
And unfortunately, we kind of saw MHL going a little bit quiet, I want to say. He was up, what, 10-4 at one point? Only ended up getting 13 kills at the end of the half. So certainly, I would say across the half, he had a good performance, but he got quiet towards the end. And that's really where NORDAVIND came into their own, was once they started getting the streaks of rounds together. And obviously, fantastic odds going your way for LootBet if you want to get involved in betting on the game, getting involved in the action, as we do jump into the second half. And you got to think, Jay, for AGO, they're probably pretty disappointed after that 5-0 lead.
Yeah, no, I mean, they basically had everything, all the cards in their hands and every, advantage going their way, and still somehow NORDAVIND were able to turn it around. And look at this setup here from the C side off the back of the pistol. They're expecting aggression down towards that mid area. They're expecting them to be pushed up towards Banana, but no, they're back off passive towards the T stairs. They know how AGO are going to play these kind of rounds. USP up against 2 players, and Tensky will shut down the opening kill. Further Molotovs coming out as the bomb slowly creeps up towards second mid. There's a player in the apartments who could get flanked out by Fiku, swinging in, catching off Harry, seeing where the bomb is as well. A 2K right here could shut the round down, but HS comes up with an even better frag. So a 4 versus 3 situation, favorable, of course, to the T side. Not for long, though. Groovy swings in, takes it back to evens, and that bomb is still siphoned off from the bomb site.
Well, NATO Sapix has opened up A, and that's the unknown element at the moment. So surely they don't expect him to be here. And look, there it is. Man advantage coming through. Now that's pulling the attention away. They could go B. They know that they're at least rotating to the A bomb side. And this is very, very smart coming out from NORDAVIND. NATO Sapix is already in through CT. He could try and cut off the rotations. But for AGO, they're in the worst positions to try and retake this B bomb side.
Premature fire from HS could have given the game away, but they don't go ahead and act off the back of it immediately, and NATO Sapix to get his 2K. It's all left to MHL in a 1-on-3 scenario. No kit, no utility. 10-second diffuses to find 3 frags as well, and he's going to just make a lot of noise, so they know exactly where he is from here. He'll jump face, tap his way up. And yeah, this will be a 10th for NORDAVIND, continuing with just the sheer aggression. And now what do you do from here? How do you go about this? if you are XCOM AGO. Again, you know, he just continues to get worse and worse. The momentum denial, I feel like, is just going to hurt so much more on the morale basis.
I'll tell you what, I actually really like that pistol round. I mean, they get very aggressive. They clear out bananas, so they go, right, we've cleared out first mid. We've got a player in the apartments. They must be in T-spawn. That is the only place where they can be. So they had so much info. But for NORDAVIND, all it really came down to was hitting those shots with the Glocks. We saw a couple of overextensions coming through, some flashbangs and trying to peeks on the city side. But for NORDAVIND, for them to come back after being kind of like so sandwiched into that T-spawn position was very, very nice work from them. And you're right. I mean, all the momentum, it's completely gone. It's 10 rounds up. It's double digits for NORDAVIND. And they're up against a force buy, but you even think, what can AGO really do to try and battle this out? Because they're playing so passive at the moment, not looking to get aggressive, not looking to try and take any top banana control deep into the B-bomb side.
Deagle's out standing by to line up some ridiculous headshots, if that's even possible. AK boosted up here for NATO, going to try and look for the opening frags. Smoke down on towards Coffins, one ready to start towards Cross has already come up. We'll start to clear now as the flashbangs start coming in. Incendiary is out towards Furlan's position. It's on the first gap, not the first boost. Oscarish here. Eagle backed up by a third man of MHL, the CZ standing by, going to get boosted up as well. Great flashes in, they see one. Oscarish takes out Harry. Furlan gets a good Eagle back on Chrome and gets another good kill on Tensky, but unable to make the triple happen. Neither is Oscarish able to do much from his position. The bomb plant should be secured. A 2 versus 2 retake coming in, set up favor, of course, the NORDAVIND. But SMG for Groovy to work with a defuse kit for Fiku. It's still possible for them to swing into the bomb site, get these frags. You have to play careful around this. Smokes in, Deagle for Fiku, looking around this corner. Will not see NATO in time. The spray comes together, and that should be round for NORDAVIND.
And that will straight away gives them the information. How can he get boosted up? Must be a teammate, so there's no banana presence to come out. Groovy, last one left. And I'll tell you what, it was actually not a bad start of the round. We saw a lot of damage coming through with the upgrades, but it was almost like the trades were just instant from NORDAVIND, and XCOM AGO, they just weren't able to hold on to the man advantages.
Probably a consistent problem, I think, for the AGO camp. And of course, NORDAVIND are going to continue to put the hurt on with them. Eco coming in for the CT camp. 2 AKs now here for the T side, and that is what you call decimation. AKs lining up 5 frags, 4 for NATO Sapphics. And nice and simple to close out that round. It could have been SMG frags, but beggars can't be choosers. 12-6, double up the leaderboard here for NORDAVIND, and a significant advantage of XCOM AGO in their rifle round.
Yeah, well, they're actually pretty annoyed with that, considering the fact they've got 3 MAC-10s. The AKs, yes, they shut the round down incredibly easily, but it would have been great to get those MAC-10s out to find the kill bonus of $600 a piece. And, well, they're taking this as a bonus round, Jay. They could have upgraded to the AKs, but they're playing the long game. They're playing the economy game, and they're holding on to these SMGs. And, well, this is a good start. The HG's up towards the top of Banana Face, and, well, straight away, that's the opening kill.
Yeah, straight up out against Oscarish. Not expecting that nade set to come through. The flashes and nades from Furlan going to try and do something out here in the Banana passive presence. He's got backup player behind him. MHL with that AWP ready to try and strike. But no major T-side presence out here. He's actually in towards mid and apartments, hoping to split in towards the A bomb site, it seems. Flashes over, catch off Fiku, trying to get him back to the bomb site, gets caught up on the wall, and with great timing, that could have been a nice secondary kill for NORDAVIND. The SMGs round the corner, backs are turned to that long position. NATO Sappic's going to go falling. Harry and HS and Croman will all fall to Fiku. It looks like the SMGs will get cleaned up by the rifles this time. XCOM AGO did have the better buy, but that was most certainly a rifle bonus round here for NORDAVIND, so they can upgrade to AKs here in the next one. XCOM AGO are going to get to 7 on CT side.
That was just unnecessary, honestly. To be able to push through a motor smoke like that, they have no flashbang, they have no nothing, and well, Fiku, he's just holding the line, and he just gets an easy spray down, an easy 3K. And you got to think for NORDAVIND, I don't know if that's cockiness or them just not reading the situation, but that was not necessary, you know? They were able to get that opening man advantage, they took the control out towards brackets, and, well, they just wasted that advantage, but they might not waste the beginning of this round. Harry to start off with 2 kills. What a response to come out from NORDAVIND.
And that is the difference in firepower there. The SMGs get cleaned up, the rifles Decimating hole, a 5-on-3 already, and that's just a few seconds into this round. 2 players back here on the B bomb site. They've rotated most of their presence away from A. If they execute through the apartments now, this will be an easy bomb rotation back in towards the A bomb site. And Fiku and Groovy will be left with basically no information. It's being so quiet here for NORDAVIND, and they're going to consider that rotation as well. A minute to the clock, NORDAVIND, plenty of time to make their minds up, but an A-site play would be their best bet.
They can just play the mind games at the moment because, well, XCOM AGO, they could certainly be in a position where they just gamble stack this A bomb site, and well, it looks like that's going to be the case. And putting all their eggs in one basket. And for Harry, as soon as he just aggresses a little bit further, he'll at least notice that this B bomb site's clear. There's a player that's now rotated from Groovy towards City Spawn, but Harry, he's going to be able to clear out the site.
We'll call it in with AWP kill going the way of MHL. That might force the rotation right back, and indeed it does. Bomb on its way towards the B side, going to leave one player in the apartments to lurk. Harry has got incoming presence though. Groovy coming in from construction. It's going to all come down to timing, and Harry takes damage, needs to get this 3rd kill. We can't quite land it. This may have gone awry here for NORDAVIND. They do get the bomb to the site, but a 3v3 retake, this is very possible for the CT forces.
Yeah, this is certainly very possible. They're all coming in from the same angle though. No one coming out from the banana flank on the CT side. We've got a fair bit of utility, but so do the T's to try and hold them back. 3-on-3, Croman could go for the swing here onto Groovy if he gets the timing right. There are 2 players to deal with the flashbangs, perfect, but Fiku lines up 2, and it's all down to Tensky. 1 versus 3, needs to try and siphon off these kills, but it's not going to come through. Another round for XCOM AGO. They've certainly been struggling to find these rounds, and it kind of just come down to a bit of misinformation there. We saw Harry clearing out the B bomb site. HS just peeks out to the AWP of MHL. They rotate over to B, but then the rotates have already come back because it's too late. Groovy takes him down. And it wasn't the best mid-round coming out for NORDAVIND.
No, absolutely not. Like, the mistakes being made there on the B site, you know, obviously the push coming forward as they were set up towards the A play. And they basically, like, read it so well for AGO. They got that kill, they realized that bomb was rotating, they put the 2nd player back there immediately. And of course, the kill coming in from construction as well to a 3 versus 3 where they could have won that retake pretty easily. And then a misposition on the post plant as well. Like, there's so many big mistakes coming in from NORDAVIND in that round. I'm not sure if that's a point to their favor or against their favor, or against the favor of AGO, because if they play around confidently, then it looks by just basic sort of like, you know, precedence that it seems like NORDAVIND should be able to win these rounds pretty easily. The rifles are out for them, but the mistakes in that last round have cost them quite a bit. The MAC-10 in for NATO Sapphics will be the main weak point of the T-side setup, AKs across everybody else, and they're set up for banana control.
A bit of an interesting setup coming out for NORDAVIND because, well, they don't really have a lot of utility. So they've already used a fair bit to gain this top banana control. They've got a single lurk over towards this B bomb site to hopefully try and cut off rotations, but this is just going to be a site execution.
Hill from MHL finds Kroenman on the entry. M4 back here for Furlan, gets himself 2 pick, or 1 pick actually. Okay, well, the kill's coming over on the A bomb site as well. And Fiku finding all the frags that he needs as the T's just get kind of decimated there towards the cross position on Banana. XCOM AGO are really bringing this back.
Okay, this is looking very good coming out for the Poles, and it's certainly an opportunity to come back into this game. They haven't found the easiest of times so far. The 3 rounds is the difference, and, well, for NORDAVIND, they're actually going to be forcing the issue. A lot of utility to back up these upgraded pistols. Where do AGO go from here? Ruby, that Molotov out through the apartment. Oh, look, he presses. He drops that bomb. He gets so much information. 2 kills.
Ooh.
Not quite a 3rd.
But still, info gained, and XCOM AGO have got another player also here in the bedrooms. He will get tapped up, damaged in, and NATO does get a trade back to even standing. There's so much HP damage between him and Harriet. And look at the aggression from Oskarish as well, coming out towards the T-spawn stairs. We'll start wrapping back in for the backstab against that NORDAVIND squad. Rifles have been recovered, but they could get shut down easily by position. Oskarish just about to start swinging up here towards that bridge area. Going to see 2 players spray on the first man. Knows the other players behind that wall. Does get overwhelmed by the rifles, but even more aggression coming in from the CT is going to try and shut down NORDAVIND as they make a quick rotate back to the B bomb site. They could secure a bomb plant. The post plant, however, is going to be the difficult thing.
Yeah, look, they're so low. So really, as soon as it comes down to a couple of bullets, they're gonna just be gone. But AGO at the moment, okay, so it looks like at least Furlan's going to start rotating off. MHL's getting a bit of information. P250 long range. The AWP out, at least the information's come through. Flashbang and, well, the P250 going to be able to connect double digits in a 10th round now going the way of the AGO side. They could make this lead go even smaller from NORDAVIND because that was a force buy in the last round. They didn't get a bomb plant, which means it's going to be another half buy.
Yeah, and now NORDAVIND have left this the CT side to really catch up to them. Storm River lead at 12-6, now 12-10. Oh, run boost in with the AWP from the MHO, a little bit too late to the party. The Furlan, however, right on cue. Takes the first kill on NATO. Sapphix Croman will find a trade back with his pistol at least. Then 4 can get picked up, but still a 4-on-4 with a major weapon advantage right now for the CT side.
XCOM AGO. Now, at least they do siphon off the 1 versus 1. At least they have that much, but you're right. They give over an M4 over to Harry. So for NORDAVIND, they're certainly still going to be worried because there can certainly be some damage off the back of just these upgrades. And for AGO, they need to be making sure, Jay, that they're winning out this round with many players staying alive. They don't want to lose too many because the economy line on a couple of players is quite low.
Kill for MHL, second player swinging out. HS will take him down. Still evens here. The M4 here towards Graveyard. Fiki's got a lot of work to do. He doesn't see Tensky. Deagle with a headshot takes him down. Oskar and Gruby, last 2 players left here on Banana, coming up from the CT spawn. Ruby from Arch. Does he even bother for this retake? It may just be better to save their weapons, and I think that with Oscar's position, they're going to do just that. Yeah. A groan of disappointment from Dweg as a 13th goes on the board of NORDAVIND.
You got to think for XCOM AGO, they've struggled in the gun rounds. There's no doubt about it. They got a 5-0 lead to at least help them get to 10 rounds. But we've seen great rounds in a row from them. We've seen, you know, really them coming back into this 4 good rounds in a row. And, you know, they've got the momentum, they've got the streak, and you lose a round to a couple of upgrades because, well, Furlan wants to overextend through Banana. You know, he could have got that first kill, just fallen back, or even just tried a little bit more passive, but they just get overwhelmed. And for NORDAVIND, that's an absolute gift because the money line's pretty much wrecked from the AGO side. They either force the issue here or completely eco. And they have to force, yeah. I mean, they've got 4 M4s at least. Not a great amount of utility. An MP9 out for Furlan. I would say if NORDAVIND win this round, they pretty much win this best of 1.
Yeah, I have to agree. The economy basis of AGO is not there. They could try and force it to overtime, but I just don't think it's going to be even likely for that much here. Nades on, flashes over, Furlan, first man up. Harry right within touching distance. That's a great SMG kill, at least to start things off. Spray through from Croman, can't find the trades. Furlan on 12 HP. He's so susceptible to fall right now. And a great HE on his position just could take him down. Eventually he jumped faces and Croman will shut down the 4 versus 4.
No, and he was trying to escape. He was trying to do everything to get out of there. But in the 4-on-4, NORDAVIND, they've taken the Banana control. They've got to lurk around this boiler position of Tensky. So a lot of map presence has come out for the NORDAVIND side. And for AGO, they don't really know what the play is. No one's aggressive here, Jay. Everyone is very passive at the moment. If Tensky could take down Fiku, this could be a huge duel, but it actually goes the way of the CT side.
The T stack up here towards Banana. B site is now under siege. It's Gruby and Oskarish here with their setup. Oskarish back behind second. They're going to make their way towards CT. Gruby's got his knife out and NATO shuts him down. 5 HP for Croman. He's so susceptible to a trade again. Oskarish Molotov out sees the first player out, but Croman gets a 2k despite his low HP. And now MHL and Fiku for the retake. Damage up, 4 points of health for MHL, and this probably should be another save call from AGO.
And you know what? I should really like that from NORDAVIND. Not a lot of the times when you go for a B-site execution do you push in through CT with that smoke. And the reason for that is you obviously want to try and contain the players at the bomb site before dealing with any of the rotators. But for NORDAVIND, actually forcing the issue and trying to take the fight in through CT works in their favor. They're able to molly off the new box player and just kind of peek together and establish a crossfire between Croman and HS. 14-10. They don't have money to go for a force, so this is probably just going to be a complete save to try and get into overtime, I would say. Like, if they force it, I can understand it, but it's probably not the best decision.
No, I agree. Like, it's got to be an eco. Got to be a full eco across this board. At least they'll get some buy-ups here. If they can hit the M4s into the next round as well, then they can get even more. That overtime is their best bet, as you mentioned. Like, they've got to concede this to NORDAVIND, and it will hurt. It will sting seeing that 15th go the way of the T side, and knowing that you've got like such a long graph back into the next back into the map victory. Nades up already coming through. The boost from MHL does work well against Harry, so that's the first M4 kill. M4 swing from Fiku finds a second frag. Okay, this just got worrying for NORDAVIND. Chromoon going to start pushing forward. We'll see one player in the back line couldn't connect the kill. Swing out from the USP will do his damage. MHL gets a kill as well. Oscridge and Fiku chiming in to close out the crossfire. Oh, disaster from NORDAVIND. As 11 goes on the board for AGO.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like AGO are back into the action in a round where you really could have expected them to get 1 or 2 kills at most. It starts off really nicely. We see the M4 being boosted up from MHL. He looks over down towards Banana, gets that first kill. The flash comes in from Fiku as he swings out from mid. And for NORDAVIND, they're in a 3 versus 5. They go, right, we've got Banana control at least. Fiku's now seen the info. There's nothing out to mid. We've got to try and take this B bomb site. And, well, the timing's perfect. We see the swing coming out from so many players on the CT defense. And NORDAVIND. Now, they will have enough money to go for a buy in round number 26. There's no problem there. But they were looking at that round saying, this is 15 for sure.
This is tough. This is unfortunate, I think, for NORDAVIND more than anything else. Like, that kind of round's got to weigh down your mentality because, you know, you should know by the kill feed that they had, like, you know, only a couple of rifles.
Yeah.
And now they've bolstered their buy-up to get themselves back in for this one. This round could decide it, obviously, for NORDAVIND. It will not the lost bonus back attack for AGO, and by extension of the force buy, push them back to, you know, basic pistols and SMGs. It could be round and match deciding right here for NORDAVIND. For AGO, though, it's their way back in. Both economies investing in full. A lot to gain here from round 26.
Yeah, a lot of the time where Oscridge is playing, you normally see the AWP being posted up around this B site when they've got the 4 players over here at A, but MHL's actually AWPing towards the long face, so he could be a quick rotator over to the B bomb side. Oscridge taking a little bit of damage, and MHL, he's not sure whether to rotate or not, and, well, he decides that he is going to go B, but this isn't the right call because the T side, they're gaining the brackets control, and Gruby could get taken down. Look how aggressive he is through the apartment, and Tensky, well, that's an easy kill.
3 players run up for Fiku, but he's going to get spotted out towards that quad face. A 5-on-3 now. Furlan here towards Pit. He's got 2 players peeking out towards him. The flashbang will manage the entire T-side forced around that corner. And MHL and Oscridge already throwing in the towel. Map points, match point obviously, and the best of 1 for NORDAVIND. AGO looking like they're going to concede their opening of the group.
It certainly does seem that way, and you know what, Jay? It's a bit unfortunate. You know, AGO, they've been able to win what was an amazing last round, and, well, it's just an instant response, and really, they were set up quite nicely. And we saw 3 players over at that A bomb site in the CTs. Yes, MHL decided to back up his Oscridge at B, but it all comes down to that aggression coming out from Gruby, and as soon as he goes down, it's just instant pressure. NORDAVIND go quick out through brackets, and they just siphon off so many kills. 15 and map point now going the way of NORDAVIND, and oh, even Oscridge gets taken down. MHL probably should be able to hold on to this AWP. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close.
He was probably about an inch away from losing that weapon, so that could have gone so wrong. But 4 rounds for AGO to get back to overtime, and what will end up being a miracle round 27 if they can hold at least this. AK's in across the entire T-side board. No need for AWPs. Not like it would matter anyway. Again, rifles are plenty, and the AKs have won plenty of rounds. The early control here from the AWP, the M4 of Oscarish is backed up massively in Banana. Is going to allow one of the SMGs to take point instead. Try to look for the opening frag and find the trade back if he can. AWP seeing one out towards mid, expecting they had the passive mid control, but in fact it's the CT forces to strike first, a 5-on-4, and the start that they need here.
Oh, MHL, he's going to be able to double up. Croman gets taken down, and they're making this work. Tensky's going to be the last one left, and he can't find anything. 5 unanswered trades going the way of the AGO side, and it starts off from MHL. 2 fantastic picks coming out from the AWP, and, well, NORDAVIND, they just fall apart.
Okay, the first AWP kill, I'll give you that, okay? Right? I mean, sure, you're not expecting the AWP to be there, but now that you know it's there, like, you take a bit more care. You had a lot of utility, obviously, on that T side, so, like, flash round corners, make sure you don't get picked apart in the apartments. I don't know what NORDAVIND was going on. What was going on with NORDAVIND in that camp there? Ooh. They will be able to strike back here in the follow-up round. The kill from Harry onto MHL's head through that smoke of 5 versus 4. And AGO, well, they've lost plenty of rounds due to these early aggression plays to rotate back towards the A-bomb site. Might catch off the players here on short off guard. Are they going for a quad boost? Yes, they are. Fiku, top of the roof here. Gonna catch off Nato. Nato gets that kill. 3 players line up, but no frag go the way of the CT side. And there you go. This is going to be NORDAVIND 16-12 here in this map. And they're winning the opening best of 1 of the group. And
honestly, it seems like for AGO, every time they get close to being able to oh, this is a comeback, it seems like they just get shut down at all costs. And well, for NORDAVIND, it starts off, obviously, Harry getting that great pick up towards the top of Banana, and then the trades coming out through brackets for the quad boost. And, well, this should be a 16th going the way of the NORDAVIND side as they progress forward into the upper brackets final. We've seen some very nice stuff from them. AGO, they put up a bit of a fight, but overall, I was not happy with their performance. It seemed like for MHL, he was the only man that was really finding a lot of impact and winning them rounds.